Spiritual warfare. Let's talk about it. The various points of spiritual warfare in my life, I've documented some of them. And I'll go into more detail, not necessarily here, um, but in videos to come. Because you can't put everything out there, okay? Um, but it can be comparable to a boxing match. You box for 3 minutes, and then ding ding, the bell sounds, and then you have to take your rest, get some water, tend to your wounds, bell rings, get back in the ring. It's not organized like that. Sometimes you don't get a break, and you just have to just keep fighting. The attacks will come from all over the place, and sometimes you get a break, and sometimes you get an extended break. And I went through that extended break, coming off the battlefield. Some cuts and wounds, and needing stitches, but there's no medics. There's no medics around, and you tending to your own wounds. And I found in my journey that the appearance of being down, the appearance of being in a down state, you people stay away from you, and that in itself can be a blessing because it can allow you to find out who is there to just a kind word, in those moments. And it's specifically challenging to be aware of the spiritual warfare. This is not religious talk. I'm not trying to realign you or rebind you to anything. This has nothing to do with that. It could be particularly challenging knowing that those that you come in contact with, most of them are not even aware of the battles. Like, go back and watch some of the, what's that, Keanu Reeves movies, John Wick. Take a look at the battle scenes, the fight scenes in those movies, but don't look at the people fighting. Look at the pedestrians that are just walking by like nothing's happening. That was not done by accident. That was done on purpose. In most of those fight scenes in the John Wick movies, the pedestrians who were walking, going shopping and stuff like that, are not even aware of the gunfire and stuff in the scenes of the movies. Not all of them, but it's a lot of them. That was done on purpose. It's a very rudimentary example of what's happening in this spirit battle on this realm and in higher realms. I would say about a month ago, but maybe a month and a half ago, I was just particularly tired, not physically, spiritually tired, okay? And driving or sitting in a room and feeling the need to shed some light on some things can make you feel like you're only talking to yourself sometimes. And there was one person, well, there's more than one person, but I have to recognize the one person. I don't know her real name. Okay, I don't know her real name, and that's probably a good thing. I got my real name out on here, but that's probably a good thing. She's got several channels, and I watched one of them recently, and she did a Pisces reading, and she was spot on the Pisces reading. And I told her 96%. And she was spot on with everything. She probably listed like 15 things through her reading. I'll leave it at that because I know some of you get spooked at it. Something spook y'all, and I don't want to spook y'all. 96% accurate. And not that it all applied to me, you know what I mean? But 96% of it, I saw a direct, correlation of what I was experiencing, minus the fear, false evidence appearing real. It's very little that I'm afraid of. I actively seek it out, and when I find it, stab it. I just have no use for fear. Having said that, she posted a comment about a month and a half ago, and I should have probably gone back and looked at the comment, you know what I mean, so I could tell you what it is. But what was said in the comment was not as important to relate to you as to what it did for me spiritually. Okay? My reply back to her, I think, is more important than what she actually said, because what she said was for me. Even though it's up there for all to see, what she said was for me. And I told her, hey, thank you, you know what I mean? Like a heartfelt thank you. You know, you put the sword back in my hand. It was in that moment, you know, it was like somebody putting their hand on my shoulder and saying, okay, it's time for you to get back up. It's time for you to grab that sword. And I am thankful for that, because I'm back on my bullshit. Okay? I'm posting a link in the description. Well, one of her channels is the Queen of Swords, and then she got a tarot a reading channel, like a tarot card readings. So and I'm always fascinated by that, because I've had those done before by somebody who's very important to me. So that's that. Thank you. And she's not the only one. There's been many who have you know, DM'd and left words of encouragement. Evelyn is one. Just because I can remember the name, and I don't mention you. It's not personal. It's just I'm driving, and even I would need two phones, one to look at the comments, or at least write them down, and the other to end up speaking to how I'm speaking to you now. Evelyn is one. There's a little old lady with cats. So there's other little lady with cats. Yeah, I don't know her name offhand, but I like her. She did a video I watched with her two cats going at it. You know, she labeled them, you know, after the presidents. So it was cute. You know, it had no views. It was cute. So I felt honored to be the first person to put a like on that video. Not a big topic here. It's more of an acknowledgement. Okay, October is might be a good idea to have cash on deck. Okay, and not in these banks, unless you have a credit union. Got a credit union, you good money, as we would say uh, in the streets of New York. All right, credit union. These banks, maybe time to put money under the mattress. You know, it is the sole reason why I left the house this morning. You know, this mattress. You know, safe. You know, friendly suggestion. October is an interesting month this year. Okay, there's an interesting planet alignment happening in December. One that has not been seen in some 6,000 years, but that's another video. So maybe the title of this video is, you know, appreciation to soul family. Soul family. Soul family. For much of my life, didn't realize, you know, was ever such a thing. Soul family. I appreciate you, because you come in all shapes, sizes, colors. Very refreshing. Disappointing and refreshing at the same time. Why disappointing? It's disappointing because you expect, maybe because I was programmed to expect that, you know, you get your support from the people who are in your, you know, immediate surroundings, you know? And, you know, that might be, you know, the case for many of y'all. But in my journey, I found that once you are no longer living on the mental slavery plantation, Mental slavery plantation. Video coming soon. Once you get off the mental slavery plantation does not apply to race. My gosh, I'll get into that. I'll get into that. Once you get off the mental slavery plantation, you can be shunned by those still trapped in that perspective. You can appear nutty to those trapped in that perspective. And I get it. I understand and, well, more importantly, understand and overstand um you know how that happens. You know, I get it. I remember the first time I heard Phil Snyder talk. You know, Phil Snyder had seen some things that no longer had him on a plantation and was brave enough to put it out there before his untimely demise, murder. Dr. Stephen Greer, who was, a emergency room doctor for years before he got kicked off the plantation and went into a whole nother direction with his life. You know, I would imagine to many of his close inner circle family members, seem a little strange. I get it. I get it. But, we all had came into this plane with agreements that we said we would accomplish, and it's up to us to to go inside and read the fine print and walk forward, sword in hand. Thank you to those who are supportive. Thank you, QoS. The acknowledgement, the appreciation is reciprocated. We appreciate you as well. Thank you for coming. God bless you. Good day.